Hi guys, welcome back to the to another vlog or video, and in this video I'll be explaining, like why, like how did I sub a 5 minute mile, right? Is it hard? Is it easy? Can a lot of people do it? How hard is subbing a 5 minute mile, right? I mean, I just done it, like a few days ago on April 11th of 2020, which is like 3 days ago, and now like this guy's lying. Like, you did not sub 5 minutes. Oh yes, I did, man. You don't believe me, right? I worked so hard, just to like run this fast for a mile. And yeah, it's right here. I record straight from my Garmin watch, and it's not fake or anything because the elapsed time is also same time as my running time. So that means I took no breaks, assuming in between, and my pace is very constant. Doesn't go up and down like crazy. And yeah, because I was on a bike or on a car. I just ran like straight, like see 1 miles right here, 4:58. It's my fastest mile time as of right now, and I've got a feeling that if I keep myself healthy, it'll probably get reduced, as time goes by. And average pace is 4:59. Yeah, because I get like 4:58.5, for a mile. See, elapsed time same as it is. That means it's just one run, continuation, non-stop. Yeah, so a lots of track and field runner, really wanted to run this fast, but it's just gonna be like very hard for a lot of people, and now, generation, or my subscriber. Like, if you go and try to run, 12 miles per hour for 5 minutes, like you're gonna be very exhausted. You're gonna be nowhere near finishing in a mile, right? I mean, in my opinion, like running under a 6 minute mile is like very tough already, right? To be honest with you. And now, people wish they can go under 5 minutes in a mile, but is that possible? I mean, yes, anything is possible. I have autism in life, right? It's just like, like God is putting the extra weight on me, every single day, man. And I have to carry that around, throughout my daily life. Yeah, I know that autism, has been dragging me down in life, caused me not to be successful, and I decided, to fight back, this ability, that challenge that God gave me, and I just went on, a whole nother level, right? And I still sub 5 minute mile, I still do it. Even I have disability, but not physical disability, but mental disability. It's most like a mental, right? Yeah, so how hard is to sub, a 5 minute mile, right? It is like very hard, right? I mean, if you go ask, lots of people out there, like how fast you run a mile, how fast you run a mile, then if they try it, then they're gonna get tired like pretty quickly. It's most like, a sprint, you just have to like, train your muscle, how to remember that pace, right? I mean, it's like 75 seconds per quarter mile, right? For every 400 meters. And so like here's are my split, like how did I break, the 5 minute mile, right? So obviously, like throughout, the whole mile, I keep my pace, at like a 5 minute pace, right? So the quarter mile, I enter like at 1:15, right? And then, the half a mile, I go around, 2:30, right? Yes, it is a half mile of 2:30 back to back, which is still tough. And there's still a lot of track and field runners that still cannot get 2:30, for just, half a mile, which means that they cannot sub 5 minute mile. That's what that means. And then, the third lap is where you would want, aim to get like around 3:45, 3:46 or 3:44 or 3:43 if necessary. Get around like close to 3:45. And then the fourth lap is like when you is your strongest lap in your race, right? The third lap is very critical, to a lot of runners because they get tired around, 2 laps. 2 laps supposed to be relaxing. Third one gets a little bit harder, which it did for me. And then fourth, just go for the sprint, just keep running and don't never stop until you hit the 1 mile mark. And if you're like at a 200 meter or 100 meter, like you should just like go as hard as you can. Tell yourself not to give up, right? If you're close. Yeah, and my last quarter mile, or last 400 meter was 73 seconds, right? Yeah, I clocked in at 3:45 and a half second. Then then 73 second at the last half of the lap. I mean, quarter of a mile. So that's how I end up getting a 4:58. So basically, for you to get a better miler, you first have to build your aerobic endurance. Or listen to coach tips. You have to keep yourself healthy. That's the key thing. No injuries, no nothing. Every little things is gonna contribute to your health, to your running stuff. And you have to eat a very good diet. Like you need to be in a really good shape. If you want to sub a 5 minute mile, very soon, right? Which I did, right? I've been keeping my body in shape. I am not, too skinny, not overweight. That kind of stuff. And you have to eat lots of carbohydrate. You have to like, train a lot, build up your aerobic. Yes, when I say build up your aerobic endurance, it means that you have to run more than a mile. Maybe like 5 miles, 4 miles. I mean, like run like half an hour every day. Or just like as little as 15 minutes, that can just contribute to your health. Or just, do some easy pace, tempo pace, run all that sorts of running. Just a lots of practicing and hard work. Like you're not gonna get this right away. Like it may take years, or it may take worst case scenario several years, or even 10 years. But it's just a lots of patience stuff. Like depending like how old you are, right? If you're like in your mid-age stuff, then you have no point of like gaining speed or get stronger as you've been practicing more, right? I mean, you could still still get faster, but it'll just get like almost impossible, right? For me, because I'm only 21 years old, and this is why I still get stronger. So I have like about at more than 10 years left, before I hit my mid-age, right? Yeah, so this is my helpful tip, from a sub 5 minute miler. This is me, right? Yeah, and all that frustration, all that hardship that I went through, right? I mean, it would be much better if you run with your pace. The crazy part is that the how I sub 5 minutes mile is like I train all by myself. There's no coach. I took no dope, no nothing. I did not run with my pacemaker, yeah, because because of this pandemic around. So you gotta stay 6 feet away from people and etc. And yeah, so I'm not allowed to have a pacemaker, but I know that I will eventually, beat my time even without pacemaker. Because if you have a pacemaker, I guarantee you would have run at least, another like 3 seconds faster, to be honest, right? But yeah, and it took me like a week, right? I mean, my fastest mile time, before this was like 5:05.5 seconds. So I was like literally like less than like 10 feet away. So it's not even the length of this room, and I was this close from subbing, a 5 minute mile, right? Yeah, I was like very close, and it was like about, a little over a month ago. And then, starting like last week, like I tried to run a mile, like almost every day, right? Trying, break the 300-second barrier, or 5 minute mile. And I keep getting around. I think my average mile time, if I run every day, will be like around 5:04, 5:05, or 5:03. But it just never. But one time I got to like 5:01 or 5 minutes and a half, and it just frustrated me. Like why is this barrier? Like why is this like pushing me back? Like I could never break the 5 minute barrier. And I tell myself, like, you have to keep going. You cannot stop. Like you have to keep trying and see like where you slow down. And I make adjustment there. I keep going and going, and soon, like once that Saturday hit up, once that Saturday here, like I eat very good diet. I try and go sleep very early, go sleep very well and stuff. Very good weather, cloudy weathers, and everything was a multiple combination of good things, and that's how I ran an extra, few seconds faster, and that's where it leaped me over, the 5 minute barrier, right? Yeah, I mean, for people who've been running a lot, for a light runner, I mean, sub 5 minute mile is gonna be like pretty easy. They don't have to wait for the best day, just to do it. But for me, I have to wait on my best day. Everything has to turn out, to be very good on my side for me to sub a 5 minute mile. And don't worry, guys, don't worry. Like, I'm not gonna leave you guys out on my YouTube channel, right? I'm not gonna abandon you. I will show you and I will record myself running a sub 5 minute mile, but I just cannot do it right now, because all the tracks are closed, due to this pandemic. Like, we'll just get through to, we'll just, like, once it's over, then everything will just be back to normal life, and and I'll just wait for, another like cold day, for me to have a good amount of sleep, and I'm just gonna go and sub a 5 minute mile for you guys, right? To see how truly fast that is, right? And what does sub 5 minute mile mean? So it means that you're running at 12 miles per hour, of course, for five, for like 5 minutes, or you're running like 19, close to like 19, around like 19 kilometers, per hour for 5 minutes. And so how fast is that for 100 meters? So if you run a 5 minute pace for 100 meters, it's for the next 200 meters, it's not that hard. I'm like, come on, man, like that's like 37 seconds in there. So for 5 minute pace for 100 meters is 18.75 seconds, right? I mean, which a lot of people can do, right? A lot of people, even overweight people, or even obese people, if they get trained and they can run that fast for 100 meters. But I don't think they can do it for 200 meters. But for 200 meters, lots of regular people, if they just went for a full sprint, then they can like cover that in less than 37.5 seconds. And for 400 meters, it's like, yeah, this is like getting really hard, right? Like 75 seconds, right? And then and then a 230 will be like on pace for subbing 5 minute mile, except you have to do it twice back to back. Can you do it? And here's where's a lot of things. Like, I think a lot of track and field runner can probably do say sub a 5 minute pace for up to a quarter mile, and then then 800 meters is totally different, and then 600 meters is like so hard, like way impossible, right? Yes, and so and about 3 years ago, like in 2017, I did sub a 5 minute pace for only just about half a mile, and then that's where I get tired and I couldn't go any further, right? But then next 3 years later, then I sub a 5 minute mile. Now I do 230s, back to back, right? Yeah, and this is just my own thought, like how hard is subbing 5 minute mile. So if you just sub a 5 minute mile, do not aim to go sub a 4 minute mile. And if you just sub a 6 minute mile, don't go aim and sub a 5 minute mile. It's gonna take years just to trim off 1 minute off of your mile. And if you just sub a 7 minute mile, like I said, don't go for subbing 6. Like, you just have to train your body slowly, and it just takes lots of patience, right? You can't be impatient all the time, like, oh, like you can get 30 seconds faster in 6 months, and that's just not realistic. I mean, your running form has to be good. Everything has to go well, or read on website, how to get faster and all that stuff. And yeah, your body's gonna be completely mad at you, and say, what the, it's like, what is this, man? It's like you're making me run, this heart rate when I'm struggling to run at this pace. Like, why are you taking off like a whole minute? And it will get mad at you, and you'll get slow from there on stuff. And it's not good to run hard all the time, because you're just literally depleting yourself, and it's not gonna be good, and you're gonna get injuries for sure, right? Yeah, so just don't do that, man. So for me, I just sub a 5 minute mile, right? So that means I cannot go for 450. If even like shaving another 10 seconds off, would require, at least another year or so. So that doesn't mean you can go for 450. No, it's not gonna happen, or 440 or 430. Like, these paces are totally different, even though the mile per hour is just a little bit faster, right? but then you know from a 5 minute to a 450 is already a big difference. Like anything like under 6 minutes, you know, 10 seconds off is like a huge difference. It makes a huge difference, you know. Yeah, so that's all I can say, right? And now, you know, you listen to like 15 minutes of me talking to you, and you really ask me like, you already saw 5 minutes now, like what else are you gonna do? So here's my goal, you know, after, you know, I sub a 5 minute mile, here's my next goal. So I'm still gonna continue running. I mean, this is just only the beginning, right? And you know why? Because I'm nowhere, you know, near, my life has nowhere like near ended yet, and this is just the beginning. I only spent like 21 and a half year, you know, life on earth just to get a sub 5 minute mile, and I still can make a lot of improvement, you know. There's a lot of things that can change, you know, as the year goes by, you know. And yeah, this is just the beginning, man. Like, I feel like there is nowhere near the end, and yeah, like I said, man, I always want to accomplish my goal, you know, as early as possible, because you never know when opportunity is gone, right? I mean, life is too short to be honest, right? I mean, if you want to conquer your dream, you know, you just have to work hard, you know, go as hard as you can, and you know, don't stop, and do as early as possible. Yeah, because your opportunity could be, you know, slip out of your hand, you know, anytime soon. You just never know, right? That's why for me it's best for me to do it like early as possible, or ASAP, right? So like so after you know I sub a 5 minute mile, I think my next goal and my next mission is to sub a 3 hour marathon. So I'm gonna train for a marathon now. You know, even though I got no trainers with me, right? And nobody, you know, pacemaker and all stuff. How do you sub a 3 hour marathon? So it's technically that you have to run 26 miles, of course. 26.2 miles at a 650 pace. So that's almost 9 miles per hour, you know, for at least 3 hours. You know, like, yeah, I got a feeling that it could, like, depend, like, if you train for a mile, running a mile and running a marathon is like totally different story, right? And for me, it's harder because, you know, I'm not very good at long distance and stuff. And so, you know, after like 2 hours, my legs are like kind of like wear out, and like kind of like, you know, feel like depleting and all stuff, and like so much acids, you know, on my leg, you know, causing my muscle to get burned out even faster. So that's why running a 7 minute pace is like very hard. But if I run that for 1 mile, it's gonna feel like nothing. But if it's like gets like 20 miles or 21 miles, then it's gonna get very tired, right? I mean, last time I ran 20 miles, you know, was 146 minutes, which is like a 720 pace. And that's not going to bring me, you know, to a 650 pace for 26 miles, no way. But I got a feeling that I'm probably running a lot faster than if I'm going to try, you know, a 20-mile thing, right? Yeah, you just have to run, you know, 650, you know, mile like 26.2 times, right? Yeah, I think the biggest milestone when it comes to running is subbing a 5 minute mile, or subbing, you know, a 3 hour marathon, right? Getting that 259.59, right? Yeah, so comment below, like, if you're trying to be as fast as me, you know, or, you know, if I inspire you to become better. And I just think I'm gonna end off this video here. I think I've been talking too much, you know, but it's just lots of things I have to share with you guys, because I have a lots of time off, so I gotta make, you know, more videos, because I've been losing subscribers too. So I knew that when I've been absent on like YouTube a lot lately, then I know that my channel is slowly, you know, like slowly like shrinking, right? So peace out.